In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 1st, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Sacramento Kings versus Houston Rockets. The Sacramento Kings will head to the Toyota Center for a Western Conference showdown against the Houston Rockets. This road game marks another chapter in the ongoing battle between these two teams as they jockey for position in a competitive conference. The Rockets, who currently hold a 37-22 record, are riding high after a recent victory over the San Antonio Spurs. Meanwhile, the Kings, sitting at 30-28, are coming off a dominant performance against the Utah Jazz. Both teams are looking to build momentum as the season progresses, making this matchup an intriguing one. The Kings are expected to have their full roster available for this game, which is a positive sign for their chances. On the other hand, the Rockets will continue to be without Cody Zeller, who is sidelined due to personal reasons. These teams have faced off twice already this season, with the Kings narrowly winning both games by single digits. This history adds an extra layer of intrigue to the upcoming contest, as both teams are showing signs of finding their rhythm. The Rockets will likely enter this game with something to prove, especially playing at home against a Kings team that has had their number recently. Sacramento has won 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams, including both matchups this season. However, those games were played in Sacramento, and this will be the Rockets' first opportunity to face the revamped Kings on their home court. Houston's ability to control the boards could be a key factor in this game. They've out-rebounded their last 4 opponents by at least 13 rebounds, including a dominant 60-41 edge against the Spurs. Defensively, the Rockets have been one of the best teams in the league, ranking in the top 5 in points allowed, field goal defense, and three-point defense. With 3 wins in their last 4 games, Houston is fighting to stay in the mix in a tightly packed Western Conference. The Rockets have been a formidable force in the West this season, boasting a 37-22 record and winning 3 of their last 4 games. They excel in fast break points, ranking 3rd in the league, and lead the NBA in rebounding percentage. Defensively, they're one of the best, sitting 4th in defensive rating. The Kings, meanwhile, are adjusting to life without De'Aaron Fox and are coming off a career night from Keegan Murray in their win over the Jazz. However, replicating that success on the road against a strong Rockets team, who are 20-9 at home this season, will be a tougher challenge. When it comes to trustworthiness, the Rockets have the edge, particularly at home. The Kings have struggled with consistency all season, and their 21-34-3 record against the spread reflects that. Only the 76ers and Suns have been worse at covering spreads this season. The Rockets, on the other hand, are 31-26-2 against the spread, making them a more reliable bet. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Rockets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Sacramento's offense has been putting up big numbers since the All-Star break, but their defense has been a major concern. They allowed 140 points to the New Orleans Pelicans and 132 to the Golden State Warriors in recent games. While they bounced back with wins against weaker opponents like the Jazz and Charlotte Hornets, facing a strong Rockets team will be a much stiffer test. Expect both teams to push the pace, as they are both middle of the pack in terms of speed of play. Houston will likely focus on scoring inside, as they don't rely on the three-point shot as heavily as Sacramento does. The over has hit in each of the last 2 meetings between these teams this season. Sacramento is in the top 10 in the league in both scoring and pace, and the over has also hit in 8 of the last 10 head-to-head matchups. Additionally, the Kings have gone over the total in 6 of their last 10 games. This game has all the makings of a high-scoring affair. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Golden State Warriors versus Philadelphia 76ers. 2 teams moving in completely opposite directions will clash this Saturday in Philadelphia as the 76ers host the Warriors. The 76ers are stuck in a brutal slump, having lost 9 straight games, while the Warriors are riding high on a 5-game winning streak. It's a classic case of momentum versus misery, and the contrast couldn't be starker. The Warriors are still dealing with the absence of Jonathan Kuminga, and they're keeping a close eye on Jimmy Butler, who is listed as questionable for the game. On the other side, the 76ers continue to miss key players like Kyle Lowry and Joel Embiid, who have been sidelined. This matchup pits a red-hot Warriors team against a struggling 76ers squad that can't seem to catch a break. Golden State is one of the hottest teams in the league right now, and their confidence is sky-high after Steph Curry put on a shooting masterclass in their last game. Meanwhile, the 76ers are stuck in their worst stretch of the season, dealing with injuries and a lack of firepower. The Warriors have won 5 straight games, while the 76ers have dropped 9 in a row. To make matters worse for Philadelphia, Joel Embiid has been ruled out for the rest of the season, and the team is now 18 games below .500, effectively out of the playoff picture. Earlier this season, the Warriors handed the 76ers a brutal 139-105 defeat, and that was with Embiid on the floor. During their current win streak, Golden State has faced 3 teams with winning records, showing they can compete against quality opponents. The 76ers, on the other hand, are in free fall and desperately need a spark to turn things around. The absence of Joel Embiid has left a massive hole in the 76ers lineup, and they'll need him back to have any chance of breaking out of this slump. The Warriors, while thin at the center position, have been playing exceptional basketball lately. Over their last 8 games, Golden State has posted a plus 15.9 net rating, while Philadelphia has struggled with a minus 11.2 net rating during the same stretch. The gap between these two teams is glaring, and it's hard to see the 76ers closing it anytime soon. Steph Curry has been on a tear recently, and the struggling 76ers will have their hands full trying to slow him down. When these teams met in January, Curry dropped 30 points, while Embiid led the 76ers with 28. Golden State dominated from beyond the arc, going 2-2 for 3-9 from three-point range, and outscored Philadelphia 54-36 in the paint. The Warriors have been firing on all cylinders, and the 76ers defense doesn't inspire much confidence. The Warriors have been on a roll, going 7-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 10 games. Meanwhile, the 76ers season is unraveling, as they sit 18 games below .500 and are just 21-37 against the spread this year. With Embiid now out for the season, there's even less betting value in backing Philadelphia. Only the Suns have a worse cover percentage than the 76ers right now, and it's hard to find any reason to support them. As our first pick for this matchup, the Golden State Warriors to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Over their last 8 games, the Warriors have been scoring 122 points per 100 possessions while averaging 99.8 possessions per 48 minutes. They rely heavily on their three-point shooting, ranking 3rd in the league in three-point rate at 46.2%. The 76ers, meanwhile, are 14th in three-point rate and 27th in pace. They'll likely try to slow the game down, but their defense hasn't been reliable. Philadelphia ranks 26th in opposing three-point percentage and 20th in three-pointers allowed per game. It's a tough matchup for a team that's already struggling. The over has hit in 12 of the Warriors' last 17 games overall and in 6 of the 76ers' last 7 games against Western Conference opponents. The total has gone over in 3 of Golden State's last 4 games, including their last 2. When these teams met earlier this season, the game also went over the total. Curry and the Warriors have been scoring at will lately, averaging 127 points per game over their last 4 outings. The 76ers, on the other hand, have topped 105 points in just one of their last 5 games, and they scored exactly 105 in their loss to Golden State earlier this year. They'll likely hover around that number again, but with the Warriors putting up big points, the over looks like the safer bet. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Milwaukee Bucks versus Dallas Mavericks. The Milwaukee Bucks, currently holding a 33-25 record, are set to face off against the Dallas Mavericks, who stand at 32-28 in a Saturday night showdown. This matchup marks the first of 2 meetings between the teams this season, with the second game scheduled for March 5th in Milwaukee. Both teams will be looking to gain an edge in what promises to be a competitive series. The Bucks are dealing with some injury concerns as Pat Connaughton remains sidelined. On the Mavericks side, Anthony Davis is also ruled out, and PJ Washington is listed as questionable. Despite these absences, the Bucks have managed to stay afloat, even if they haven't been at their peak performance lately. Their recent upset victory over the surging Denver Nuggets on Thursday likely gave them a much-needed confidence boost. Meanwhile, the Mavericks are coming off a narrow win against the struggling Charlotte Hornets, a game that didn't exactly inspire confidence. While Dallas is only a slight underdog at home, their recent form leaves some questions unanswered. The Bucks have been playing some of their best basketball of the season and entered this game as the healthier team, which explains why they're favored. However, their road record is far from perfect, with 16 losses away from home and a few head-scratching defeats mixed in. On the other hand, the Mavericks have managed to grind out wins despite their injury woes, and they've been particularly strong at home. Since the Luka Doncic trade, it feels like the team has been playing with extra motivation to please their home crowd, and their 5-1 record at home since then seems to reflect that. With 19 of their 32 wins coming at home this season, Dallas has proven to be a tough opponent in their own arena. As our first pick for this matchup, the Dallas Mavericks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both teams have demonstrated solid perimeter defense this season. The Bucks rank 7th in the NBA, holding opponents to a 35% three-point shooting percentage, while the Mavericks are 15th, allowing a 35.7% rate from beyond the arc. Additionally, neither team excels at crashing the offensive glass. The Bucks are dead last in the league with a 23.5% offensive rebounding rate, and the Mavericks aren't much better, sitting at 18th with a 28.7% rate. These factors could play a significant role in how the game unfolds. Despite the offensive talent on both rosters, there's reason to believe this game could be lower scoring than expected. The under has hit in 54% of Milwaukee's road games and 67% of their matchups against Western Conference teams this season. Similarly, the under has been a reliable bet in Dallas home games, cashing in 60% of the time. With several key offensive players dealing with injuries, it's hard to imagine this game turning into a shootout. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.